Hi, this is Katie Chang with Arlington Public News. As we continue to acknowledge Black History Month, we welcome Boston photographer Don West and writer-reporter Kenneth Cooper into our studio today. Gentlemen, thank you for joining us.
Our pleasure.
Thanks for having us, Kate.
Thanks for being here. So let's get started by talking about your book, Portraits of Purpose. What is it about?
Well, Portraits of Purpose is a look at leadership in the urban community of Boston over the last 30 years. Really specifically, it's a very unique book in the sense that it analyzes and looks at the history of Boston over that period of time from an individual perspective rather than a broad brush look. And so we really are taking individuals who've made a difference in the community.
And how are you involved, Ken, with this book?
Well, Don is the visual man who took the photographs, and I'm the text man, the old school guy who wrote the profiles of each of these individuals. In the book, we have 107 photographs, Don's photographs, in which are pictured 127 individuals from Boston. They have all worked for social change in a wide array of endeavors. It's not just your narrow community organizer, community activists, but people in business, people in the arts, people in law, people who are religious leaders, as well as elected officials. It's pretty broad.
Who are some of the specific portraits that are in the book?
Particularly a community activist that are probably most well known is Mel King. Mel has been a community activist for some 50 years or more, and he was a state representative at one time. He was in the final of a mayoralty campaign, and is still, at 87 years old, still out there doing community activity. So he's been a very interesting person throughout these years.
One of the things that I was struck by as I did the interviews, and I interviewed about 65 of these people in person, from 45 minutes to a little over an hour each. And I was struck at how many of the African American leaders didn't talk narrowly about what they wanted to do for African Americans or Black people, but had a broader goal of transforming society to make it more inclusive. And they talked of things like a wholesome society, the beloved community. So that was very interesting that these people aren't narrow sort of, and I don't particularly like this phrase, special interest advocates, but have a larger philosophical framework, a humanist framework, if you like, for what's motivated their activism over these many decades.
Well, I wanted to thank you, Don West and Kenneth Cooper, for joining us today. We look forward to seeing more of your work in the future. And for Arlington Public News, I'm Katie Chang.